Good morning, girls. You are listening to Dr. Kiran Deshwal, Assistant Professor English. In this video lecture, we will talk about summarizing. What is the definition? In my previous video, I told you about summarizing in brief. In this video, we will discuss about it in detail. I will give you short definitions so that you can remember them, and it will be easy for you to recall them or to remember them, to keep them in mind. So we will discuss about the definition of summarizing, the purpose, its key points, its main ideas, and which things we have to keep in mind, the stages, the strategies, everything which we have to keep in mind while summarizing, I will discuss in this video lecture. So listen carefully. I hope that it will be beneficial for you. First of all, let us start with the definition of summarizing. So summarizing is defined as taking a lot of information and creating a condensed version that covers the main points. Summarizing means, suppose we have a lot of information. So first of all, what we do, we condensed it, we make it brief, and we create a copy of it, a version of it that covers the main point, and our copy will cover the main points of the major text. An example of summarizing is writing a 3 or 4 sentence description that touches upon the main points of a long book. Suppose you read a long book. If you write about it in 3, 4, 5 sentences, it means you have summarized it. So why do we summarize? What is the purpose of summarizing? The purpose of summarizing is to briefly present the key points of a theory or work in order to provide context for your argument and thesis. Suppose you have to talk about the creation of this universe. You can't talk about the whole Paradise Lost, or can say the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the epic which describes the creation of this universe. So you will state your views in brief, and stating your views in brief is called summarizing. So what we have to do, read the work first to understand the author's intent, what our author wants to convey, what our author wants to say. So to know that, first of all, we have to understand the author's intent, his viewpoint, his perspective, his ideas, his thought. So to understand that, first of all, we have to read thoroughly that particular text. This is a crucial step because an incomplete reading could lead to an inaccurate summary. So, first of all, always keep in mind, before summarizing anything, you have to go through that major text, the original text, without reading it in depth. Without in depth reading, you can't be able to summarize it properly. So your summary will be accurate only when you have read the text thoroughly. So be true, be loyal to your author. You have to state those ideas in your own words. Do not deviate from the main meaning of that major text. This will bring inaccuracy in your summary. Next step, what does summarizing mean? Again, so that you can remember it well, I have given short definitions, and my method is question answer method. You have a question on the screen and then its answer. It will be easy for you to remember it for your examination also. What does summarizing mean? Summarizing is to express the most important facts or ideas about something or someone in a short and clear form. When you express the most important facts or ideas about something or someone in a short and clear form. It is known as summarizing. So I will just summarize the main points of the argument in a few words. So suppose people are arguing or having a debate over something, and someone asks you what are they talking about. If you are able to summarize that argument in your own words in 4 or 5 sentences, you are summarizing well. So summarizing means making the information brief. What is summarizing and why is it important? Why do we summarize? Why is it important for us? So summarizing teaches students how to discern the most important ideas in a text. You have poems, you have essays, you have stories, and every now and then you are asked that write the main ideas of the book, write the main ideas of the essay. What is the theme, what is the central idea of this poem? So that central idea, for that central idea you have to summarize a text or a book. So summarizing teaches you people to discern the most important ideas in a text, to find out what are the most important ideas of a text, how to ignore irrelevant information, because every time a text is packed with a lot of information and you have to uh, collect the main information, the major ideas, the key points. So summarizing will help you to differentiate the main points from the irrelevant points, and how to integrate the central ideas in a meaningful way. You will learn to integrate, to combine. Integrate means combine, to combine the central ideas in a meaningful way. Teaching students to summarize improves their memory. This is the main benefit of summarizing. It will help in improving your memory for what is read. If you summarize something, you will keep remember whatever you have read. Summarization strategies can be used in almost every content area. In social life, you can use summarizing. If you are listening someone talking, you can summarize it to other one. If you are listening to a talk of a popular or a famous celebrity on TV, you can summarize it later. If you have this skill, if you have this skill, you can summarize about an idea or a concept in your examination, about some book, some particular person, or some concept, or some essay, or some story. So this will be helpful throughout in your life. What are the steps which we have to keep in mind while summarizing? First and foremost step is read and understand the text carefully. First of all, suppose you have to summarize a story. First of all, read that story carefully. First of all, you have to read that story carefully. You have to understand the text carefully. Think about the purpose of the text. Think why this story has been written, what the author wants to say, what is the purpose behind writing this particular story. So, think about the purpose of the text. Ask what the author's purpose is in writing the text, why the author had written it, what does he want to say. Select the relevant information. This is very important. You have to select only relevant information, important information. Find the main ideas, what is important. You have to find out what is important. Change the structure of the text. You need not to follow the way the author is writing. You can change the structure in your own way, the way in which you can summarize it properly. You can make diagrams, you can make circles, you can make small paragraphs, you can use phrases, you can use small combined words. Rewrite the main ideas in complete sentences, and then you have to check your work and your summary is done. How long is the summary? Then the next question is how long it should be. So while it should be long enough to include the most important information, first and foremost condition is it should include all the important information. Just check that you haven't left anything important. A rule of thumb for a summary is that it should be 1/4 to 1/3 as long as the original text. It is always said that the summary should be one third of the all our text. One third. If uh, if that text is 1 to 3 pages, it will vary greatly. For example, if it is a summary of a novel, book, or other long piece, it will be long because you have to include every incident, every character, and major idea. So it can be different for different genres. A poem summary can be short, a story summary can be long, an essay summary can be a little bit long, and the summary of a novel can be longer than all these. So you have, first of all, you have to take care how long the text is. If the text is long, the summary will be long. If the text is short, the summary will be short. So it should be one third of the original text. What does summarize main points mean? We say that I have told you that you people have to summarize the main points. What are the main points? When you summarize something, you write or tell the general idea. The general idea is the main point, and only the most important points are the main points. It's a skill we often use in school or at work, but even in our personal lives we summarize things. Like when a friend asks what the book you are reading is about, or someone wants to know about your recent vacation, you will summarize that. How do we write a summary? The way we write a summary, when writing a summary, remember that it should be in the form of a paragraph. Always write a summary in the form of a paragraph. It should contain paragraphs. If it is longer, change the paragraphs, small paragraphs. If it is shorter, just one paragraph is enough. A summary begins with an introductory sentence that states the text title. First of all, the title of the text. First sentence contains the title of the text, author, and the main point of the text as you see it. A summary is written in your own words. Always keep in mind, a summary should be in your own words. Don't copy the words of the author. A summary contains only the ideas of the original text. From that text, you have to take only ideas, but the words should be your own. What is the best definition of a summary? Again, I have given a short definition so that you can keep it in mind. A summary is a brief statement or restatement, because you are restating what the author had said. You are saying again the ideas of the author. So we can say that a summary is a brief statement or a restatement of main points, especially as a conclusion to a work. A summary of a chapter, a brief, is a detailed outline by heads and subheads of a discourse, usually legal, to be completed. A brief for an argument. If you are arguing, you make it brief. What should a good summary include? What should be there in a good summary? So, a good summary of an essay. Suppose you are writing a summary of an essay. So, a good summary of an essay should probably include the main idea of each paragraph, because your essays are divided into paragraphs. So, first of all, your summary should include the main ideas of each paragraph and the main evidence supporting that idea, unless it is not relevant to the article or essay as a whole. A summary does not need a conclusion. You need not to conclude it. But if the original ends with a message to the reader, this should not be left out. But if the original text is ending or concluding a message for the reader, you should have to include in your summary also. What are the 3 characteristics of a good summary? Till now, you might have get an idea about the characteristics of a good summary. So, let us share. A good summary has 3 basic characteristics. First of all, conciseness. Am telling you from the as I am telling you from the beginning, it should be brief. Conciseness means brief. It should be short, it should be brief. Accuracy, it should be accurate. You should not leave out the main ideas of the author. You do not have to copy him or her, but you can't add from your own. You have to write the his or her ideas in your own words. So it should be accurate. And objectivity, you make it objective. Conciseness, Unlike paraphrases, summary condenses information. Summary makes brief the information. The degree of density can vary. While you can summarize a 200-page book in 50 words, you can also summarize a 25-page article in 500 words. So there are different ways of summarizing. Thanks for watching.